How much would you be willing to pay to have your dog or cat forever?
Not sure. Normally you see Alan Campbell here on the morning show, WESH News Sunrise, but he is with us tonight because he spoke to a Florida man who actually cloned his dog.
Yeah, so Summer Stewart, you probably heard of football legend Tom Brady. He cloned his dog just a few years back. I caught up with a man who went through the same company as Brady, and he paid a lot of money to get it done.
It's my soul dog.
Luis Hoinkes got Lucas Prince in 2017. Lucas, a Boston Terrier, was everything to Luis. Best friend, his soulmate, and couldn't imagine life without him. Over the years, the two would travel everywhere together and visit dozens of countries.
I mean, what Lucas and I have, it's like very, very unique.
But just 7 short years later, Lucas died of lymphoma. Luis says it was the worst time of his life. He was left wondering what he could do to keep that bond the two of them shared. Then he heard about cloning and started doing some research.
The people that I spoke with, was always great feedback.
Luis reached out to Colossal Biosciences. They worked together with Viagen to create clones. Luis had Lucas cloned to a near exact match and says the resemblance is uncanny.
I know what's going on, he knows, and that's what matters.
Cloning animals, especially dogs, is becoming a popular thing. Celebrities are already doing it, including Barbra Streisand, Paris Hilton, and 7-time Super Bowl champ Tom Brady.
We're using a technology called somatic cell nuclear transfer, or we all call it cloning. As the cell lines begin to proliferate in a dish, we can actually extract the nucleus from those cells and drop them into an egg cell of that animal.
From there, an embryo is created. A surrogate dog then carries the embryo and a genetically identical pup is born.
We're able to guarantee that we can make a clone of that dog, assuming that the cells that we collected were healthy cells.
From start to finish, the entire process takes roughly 80 days, but the cloning process doesn't come cheap. Luis paid $50,000.
Yeah, the price is look at this. Look at the achievement. It's priceless.
But it comes with some risks. Your cloned dog will have the same genetics and have the same fate of your previous dog.
Those would come with the clone because these are exact genetic replicas of those dogs that experience the issue.
Tom Brady's dog, Junie, is a clone of his late dog, Lua, cloned through Colossal Biosciences. In a statement, Brady says in part, "I love my animals. They mean the world to me and my family. In a few short months, Colossal gave my family a second chance with a clone of our beloved dog." Luis says since the birth of Lucas Prince, he's had moments where it seems like Lucas never died, just went away for a few months.
Do you see Lucas, your first dog?
It's almost like it never happened, like he never left me.
The love and affection you share with your first dog is a bond you hold near to your heart forever. Having the opportunity to bring that bond back after they die is something Luis says he'd do over and over again.
Do you have any regrets of cloning your dog?
Not at all. I would regret if I haven't cloned. I guess every minute I'm with them, it's worth it.
All right, so you caught that price, right? $50,000. And listen to this, people are actually paying it. The company tells me right now there's a 7-month waiting list.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so a lot of people want to have their dogs cloned. A lot of people are attached to their animals, and then when their dog passes, they're like, I wish I could get that back. And this is an opportunity for them to do that.
Now, you're a pet owner. Is this something you'd consider?
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. It's not for me. It's not for me at all.
Okay.
But I'm also we grew up watching Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Are there limitations as to what they will and will not clone?
That's really great because when I was talking with
Pet lizards,
everything like that.
Yeah.
So think about conservation, right? So anything that may be on the endangered species list, the company is now able to, clone those animals to potentially take that animal off of the extinction list. That's something that never really gets talked about. But again, you just heard 7-month waiting list to have a dog cloned.
$50,000. Wow.
$50,000.
That is a very interesting story. Thank you, Ellen. Appreciate it.